A very warm welcome to everyone, and I mean that literally, to Nancy and Gary's wedding. And they are a little late, but I'm going to start anyway because they have a muhurt. You know what that means? Okay. A muhurt is a very special time when they want to say their vows. It's an auspicious time. It's part of Jodish. It's a way to calculate the most auspicious time to do a particular event. So they want to do the vows between 1:07 and 1:14, and I've got clocks here to keep me on board. So we may have to juggle some things as I'm doing right now. Now I'd like to introduce my friend here. This is Richard Boswell. Just kidding. It's Bosworth. And it says Boswell in the program. I asked if he wanted to change his name, and he didn't want to do it. So I have known Richard since I was 14 years old. I'm 69 now, so that's 55 years. And he and I had the same piano teacher. And he has played at Carnegie Hall. He has played at the White House for the President Clinton and all 50 governors and around the world. And we're very happy to have him. And I think what we will do, by the way, my name is David Lucas, and I have known Gary for 38 years. And we have worked side by side, hand in hand for all these years, and somehow I got elected to do this. So anyway, I will turn it over to Richard to have another piece while we're waiting for the wedding party, and then we will just have to play this all by ear, okay? Would you play Claire de Lune? We're still waiting, and this is going to be an adventure, folks.
I already did it, but I'll do it again.
I'd like to introduce the wedding party to you. We have, of course, sitting in the Queen's chair, we have Nancy and Gary, obviously. And this is Nancy's daughter, Adira, excuse me, that's my first mistake. Adira and her daughter, Amara. And next to Gary is Gary's son, eldest son, Bodhi. You're looking very dapper. And I would like to just start off by saying to Gary and Nancy, Life's journey is fleeting, like an early morning mist that in time vanishes without a trace. As you stroll life's pathways, if by chance you should find love, nourish it, hold it dear to your heart, and savor it. And now I think we'd like to have, gotta look at my notes here, Glenn Chumley. He's going to come up and say a prayer for America.
O thou kind Lord, this gathering is turning to thee. These hearts are radiant with thy love. These minds and spirits are exhilarated by the message of thy glad tidings. O Lord, let this American democracy become glorious in spiritual degrees, even as it has aspired to material degrees, and render this just government victorious. Confirm this revered nation to appraise the standard of the oneness of humanity, to promulgate the most great peace, to become thereby most glorious and praiseworthy among all the nations of the world. O God, this American nation is worthy of thy favors and is deserving of thy mercy. Make it precious and near to thee through thy bounty and bestowal.
Okay, now we'll call on Karen Jentz, who is the secretary of the Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Fairfield. This is a Baha'i wedding. Is Karen here? Yes.
Hi, welcome everyone. The Spiritual Assembly that he mentions is officiating at this, which may seem a little bit different. It's a body of 9 that are elected to guide the spiritual life of the Baha'is and others in the community. And so if this is your first Baha'i wedding, we only have one simple vow, which will be said later, and the witnesses, Bodhi and Adira, will be signing the marriage licenses, which I'm holding on to dearly. You can't hear? Okay. Anyway, there will be a simple vow later in the ceremony, and the witnesses that Bodhi and Adira will be signing a little bit later. The Baha'i marriages really are based on harmony, unity, consultation. They're physical union as well as spiritual union, because we accept that the bonds will last both in this world and in the next, all the worlds of God. So you're looking for an abiding and eternal love. We also believe in the equality of men and women, and that the full development of both is important to achieve balance in the world. So I'm going to share a couple of writings illustrating this, both writing and prayer, and then we will proceed. And these were selected by Nancy and Gary. So, among the teachings of Baha'u'llah, who's the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, is the equality of men and women. The world of humanity has 2 wings. One is women, the other is men. Not until both wings are equally developed can the bird fly. Should one wing remain weak, flight is impossible. Not until the world of women becomes equal to the world of men in the acquisition of virtues and perfections can success and prosperity be attained as they ought to be. Let's see. So the Baha'i faith describes marriage as a fortress for well-being and salvation, and describes the closeness that a married couple living in harmony can achieve. O ye true believers in God, the Lord, peerless is he, has made woman and man to abide with each other in the closest companionship, and to be even as a single soul. They are 2 helpmates, 2 intimate friends, who should be concerned about the welfare of each other. If they live thus, they will pass through this world with perfect contentment, bliss, and peace of heart, and become the object of divine grace and favor in the kingdom of heaven. Strive then to abide heart and soul with each other as two doves in the nest, for this is to be blessed in both worlds. And I do want to share one more prayer for the marriage, and then the rest will proceed. It says, He is God. In thine almighty wisdom, thou hast enjoined marriage upon the peoples, that the generations of men may succeed one another in this contingent world, and that ever so long as the world shall last, they may busy themselves at the threshold of thy oneness with servitude and worship and salutation, adoration and praise. Quote, I have not created spirits and men, but that they should worship me. Wherefore, wed thou in the heaven of thy mercy these two birds in the nest of thy love, and make them the means of attracting perpetual grace, that from the union of these two seas of love, a wave of tenderness may surge and cast the pearls of pure and goodly issue on the shore of life. Quote, He hath let loose the two seas, that they meet each other. Between them is a barrier which they overpass not. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will ye deny? From each he bringeth up greater and lesser pearls. O thou kind Lord, make thou this marriage to bring forth coral and pearls. There thou art verily the all-powerful, the most great, the all-forgiving. Abdu'l-Baha.
And now we'll hear some verses from the Christian religion, and I'm looking for Nancy's cousin, Roberta Hursthouse.
I'm reading from the Holy Bible, Song of Songs, a selection of verses. Where has your beloved gone, most beautiful of women? Which way did your beloved turn, that we may look for him with you? My beloved has gone down to his garden, to the beds of spices, to browse in the gardens and to gather lilies. I am beloved, and my beloved is mine. He browses among the lilies. I belong to my beloved, and his desire is for me. Come, my beloved, let us go to the countryside. Let us spend the night in the villages. Let us go early to the vineyards to see if the vines have budded, if their blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates are in bloom. There I will give you my love. The mandrakes send out their fragrance, and at our door is every delicacy, both new and old. Place me like a seal over your heart, for love is as strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like a blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Many waters cannot quench love. Rivers cannot sweep it away. If one were to give all the wealth of one's house for love, it would be utterly scorned.
And now Gary's sister-in-law, Kim Boucherle.
I'm reading two scriptures from the Holy Bible. First from Isaiah. But those who trust the Lord will find new strength. They will be strong like eagles soaring upward on wings. They will walk without getting tired and run without getting weary. That's Isaiah 40, verse 11. And from the book of Romans, I am certain that nothing can separate us from God's love, not life or death, not angels or spirits, not the present or the future, and not powers above or powers below. Nothing in all creation can separate us from God's love for us in Christ Jesus our Lord. And that's Romans 8, 38 and 39.
And now Gary's sister, Patty Godfrey. And I'm so happy to meet Patty after 38 years. This is the first time I've ever met her, so welcome.
This is a reading from the Holy Bible. It's from Colossians 3. So, as God's own chosen people, who are holy and set apart, sanctified for his purpose and well-beloved by God himself, put on a heart of compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, which has the power to endure whatever injustice or unpleasantness comes, bearing graciously with one another and willingly forgive each other if one has cause for complaint against another. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so should you forgive. Beyond all these things, put on and wrap yourselves in unselfish love, which is the perfect bond of unity. For everything is bound together in agreement when each one seeks the best for others.
And now we'll hear from Nancy's sister, Sharon Hampson.
I brought with me the program from my wedding on the 28th of December, 1976. And this is a passage that we put in to our service, and I want to read that to you now. It's from 1 Corinthians 13, 1 to 13. If I speak in the tongue of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. For our knowledge is imperfect, and our prophecy is imperfect. But when the perfect comes, the imperfect will pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, woman, whatever, I gave up childish ways. For now we see a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall understand fully, even as I have been fully understood. So faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. And it's my sincere wish for Nancy and Gary to have a life full of faith, hope, and love.
Thank you for those inspiring passages. And now I will introduce the creator and head of the MFA in Creative Writing at MIU, Ninka Pesa. Ninka is Nancy's poetry professor and advisor in the MFA program in Creative Writing.
I knew when there was a silence that probably was my name. I'm going to read a couple of poems that Nancy has picked out, and I hope you approve, Gary, of Nancy's selection. I'm sure you will. Nancy gave me a moment extra so I could gush about this couple, which I'm really happy to do. I've known Gary since we were students at the same time, and Gary was always such a gentleman and such a sincere person. And Nancy has been my colleague for decades now, and was such a delightful person to be colleagues with. And now she's a student in my MFA program writing her book, and I can't wait to hold this book in my hands. She's an amazing writer. And since I've seen them together, I've just seen a light come on in both of them. They just sparkle more somehow, and they spread their sparkle to everybody around them. So I'm absolutely delighted for their presence in each other's lives and their togetherness. So these are the poems that Nancy picked. The first one's called Love's Philosophy by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Of course, a literary poem, which is perfectly fitting for Nancy being such a literary person. The fountains mingle with the river, and the river with the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. Nothing in the world is single. All things by a law divine in one another's being mingle. Why not I with thine? See the mountains kiss high heaven, and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother, and the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What are all these kissings worth if thou kiss not me? The second one Nancy picked is Shakespeare's Sonnet 116, a very famous love sonnet. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is a star to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheek within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. And the final poem is a section from Khalil Gibran from The Prophet on love. Love gives nothing but itself and takes nothing but from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love, and must needs have desires, let these be your desires. To melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody into the night. To know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the moon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips.
Now, Josie Overmeyer and Tim Britton are going to sing a duet.
Where will you go? grow short and winds blow cold, and green leaves are shaken. There was a road that once I saw, wound with bright ivies and trumpeting halls of whitest sand, embroidered with flowers that very few had taken. Where will you stay? Where rivers run and days meet days, and white stars are pining in hopes more true, in hearts more gay, in love that is brighter and stronger than day, in hands that heal, in thoughts that play, in eyes shining. Why do we talk of go and stay, of go and stay? We will all be here till here is there.
Now, I told you we had a Maherj, and we had allotted a certain amount of time thinking it would take a lot longer than we thought. Guess what? It took a lot shorter. So I'm going to call Prema Jenkins up, and she can have some verses from the Buddhist scriptures, okay? And that should fill us in just nicely.
Used to microphone. Yes, I'm sharing not some verses, but a teaching from contemporary Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, which some of you may be familiar with. This is called The Four Aspects of Love. Let's see here, sorry. Happiness is only possible with true love. True love has the power to heal and transform the situation around us and bring deep meaning to our lives. According to Buddhism, there are 4 elements of true love. The first is Maitre, loving kindness or benevolence. Loving kindness is not only the desire to bring happiness and joy to a beloved person, it's the ability to bring joy and happiness to the person you love, because even if your intention is to love this person, your love might make him or her suffer. To be able to give happiness and joy, you must practice deep looking toward the person you love, because if you do not understand this person, you cannot love properly. Understanding is the essence of love. That is the message of the Buddha. Without understanding, true love is impossible. And to understand a person, we must take time, we must be attentive, we must look deeply. And the fruit of this looking deeply is called understanding. Love is true if it exhibits understanding. The second element of true love is compassion, karuna. This is not only the desire to ease the pain of another person, but the ability to do so. You must practice looking deeply in order to gain a good understanding of the nature of suffering of this person in order that you may be able to help him or her change. Knowledge and understanding are always at the root of the practice, and the practice of understanding is the practice of meditation. To meditate is to look deeply into the heart of things. The third element of true love is joy, mudita. If there is no joy in love, it is not true love. If you are suffering all the time, or if you make the person you love cry, this is not really love. It is even the opposite. If there is no joy in your love, you can be sure that it is not true love. And the fourth element is upeksha, equanimity or freedom. In true love, you attain freedom. When you love, you bring freedom to the person you love. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free, not only outside, but also inside. Dear one, do you have enough space in your heart and all around you? You say you love him, you say you love her, But if you do not understand their aspirations, their needs, their difficulties, they are in a prison called love. True love allows you to preserve your freedom and the freedom of your beloved. For love to be true, it must contain compassion, joy, and equanimity. Gary and Nancy, I wish for you that you may always walk and dance and laugh in the radiance of true love. Okay.
So I now will say that, as you heard before, and now it is time, all they have to do in a Baha'i wedding is say one sentence to each other, and then they are wed because the Baha'i representative here witnesses that, and then that's all they do. So now we will see that.
We will all verily abide by the will of God.
We will all verily abide by the will of God. That's it.
And now we'll have Nancy's daughter, Adira, come up and have a couple prayers.
O my Lord, these two bright orbs are wedded in thy love, conjoined in servitude to thy holy threshold, united in ministering to thy cause. Make thou this marriage to be threading lights of thine abounding grace. O my Lord, the all-merciful and luminous rays of thy bestowals, O thou, the beneficent, the ever-giving, that there may branch out from this great tree boughs that will grow green and flourishing through the gifts that rain down from the clouds of thy grace. Verily thou art the generous. Verily thou art the almighty. Verily thou art the compassionate, the all-merciful. Abdu'l-Baha.
And now Gretchen Jentz can come up and have another prayer.
I think Megan should be reading this prayer, actually. Would you like to read it?
Glory be unto thee, O my God. Verily, this thy servant and this thy maidservant have gathered under the shadow of thy mercy, and they are united through thy favor and generosity. O Lord, assist them in this thy world and thy kingdom, and destine for them every good through thy bounty and grace. O Lord, confirm them in thy servitude, and assist them in thy service. Suffer them to become the signs of thy name in thy world, and protect them through thy bestowals, which are inexhaustible in this world and the world to come. O Lord, they are supplicating the kingdom of thy mercifulness and invoking the realm of thy singleness. Verily, they are married in obedience to thy command. Cause them to become the signs of harmony and unity until the end of time. Verily, thou art the omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the almighty. Abdu'l-Baha.
And finally, the happy couple will now exchange rings.
This stone, with all its facets, is like our love, constant yet always reflecting something interesting and new for us to see. The love I found in you, you're going to live forever in me. Thank you, love.
Just push really hard.
Oh, I can do it.
Just push. Here. There we go.
Okay.
Well,
Did I get it on right?
you must not give Grandpa Gary a hug because he's your grandpa now. I did not prepare anything, but I just want to speak from my heart. I feel so comfortable with you. We have so much fun. I don't know where the cold waters are, but anyway.
When I'm trying to tell you how to do something on the computer.
Oh, right,
That's
right,
when I feel.
right. That's the cold waters. Right, thank you for reminding me. Very cold waters. I just want to say that just thank you for the last 2 years and how beautiful you've been to me through cancer treatment and on the other side, and just all the fun we've had and all the love we've shared.
Beautiful.
Yours doesn't fit.
There it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And lastly, we have a romp and stomp. Oh, excuse me, a stomp and clap. What?
Okay, so there should be papers on your seats with the words to this, but you may or may not be able to read them at the same time as doing this because I'm going to need your help. So, what I need everyone to do is, let's try it this way. I'm going to need everybody to step, not stomp, twice, and then clap, and then step one more time. So it's going to be step, step, clap, step, 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 clap, step, 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 clap, step, 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 clap, step, step, step. Good. Keep going. You will think you're in love with her, or him, or them, over and over, and it's true every time that you fall. It's like gravity, but can you see the night and the difference between these? Don't go too fast. Slow down, deep breaths. Actually, I forgot. I'm going to do one thing before we do this. In my excitement to get to it, I forgot to do the other little bit, which is I got to know both of these wonderful people through somatic work and workshops to do with that and things around this love of embodiment and connection. And I would like to invite everyone for just one moment, if it's okay, to close your eyes with me and tune into what's going on in your body. And just notice what you're feeling in your throat, in your heart, in your stomach, and just all around. Just tune into that. Feel the energies, the vibrations there. Ask yourself what color they are, what shapes are floating through you, what textures. Just notice them. Just smile at them. Just be curious. Notice your breathing. Okay, and as it feels good, come back out to the room, and let's do this again, just a little bit slower. Okay. Step, step, clap, step, 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 clap, step, 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 clap, step. Beautiful. Step, clap, step. You will think that you're in love with her, or him, or them, over and over, and it's true every time that you fall. It's like gravity, but can you see the night and day difference between these? Every day, good morning, how did you sleep? On the way home today, would you buy some broccoli? And please remember, dearest, to take your meds. And what would you say about buying a softer bed? The difference between all that and the way she lights up your soul like a sacred flame. To light a candle from another is to lift the cold one to the other, let the wicks nearly kiss. Then set it side by side to sit with the one that lit it until the flame is steady enough to light another with it. And so flame by flame we set the world on fire, watching the light of our lives climb ever higher. And only when you want it both ways with her, and does she want it too? That's when metaphors of purpose fail me, melt like wax at the capsized crown of an uneven candle held too long, tilted down, and head over heels until when pressed together, they become one flame burning hot enough to weather any wind the world might send over the rim. Still with two wicks, each must be carefully trimmed. Thank you.
All right, that just about concludes everything with a surprise ending there. And now we'd like to invite you all to a luncheon reception. The best way to get down is through this door. It'll take you right to the dining hall. But before that, let's all welcome Mr. and Mrs. Gary and Nancy Boucherle.